What if I told you that a single penny, just like the ones jingling in your pocket or sitting in a jar on your dresser, could be worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars? And what if that penny wasn't from some ancient era or a rare historic event, but from as recent as 2011? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, stick around, because today we're diving into the fascinating story of the 2011 USA penny, a coin that's more than meets the eye. By the end of this video, you might be running to check your own collection, and trust me, you'll want to. But before we get there, let's unravel the story piece by piece. To truly understand why the 2011 penny stands out, we need to take a step back and explore its history. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909, when it was first introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the years, the design has changed subtly, but its importance as a symbol of American heritage has remained constant. Fast forward to 2010, and we see the introduction of a bold new design on the reverse side, the Union Shield. This design, featuring 13 vertical stripes and a horizontal bar with the phrase, E pluribus unum, was meant to represent the unity of the original states under one government. It's a powerful image, and in 2011, this design continued to grace the penny's reverse, making it one of the most recognizable coins in circulation today. But there's more to the 2011 penny than its historical significance. Let's talk about the economic climate at the time. The United States was still recovering from the Great Recession, and debates about the relevance of the penny were heating up. Did you know that by 2011, it cost more to produce a penny than the coin's actual value? That's right, the cost of the materials and manufacturing exceeded 1 cent, leading to discussions about whether pennies should be phased out altogether. Yet, despite this, billions of pennies were minted in 2011, with production split between the Philadelphia and Denver mints. But here's the kicker: not all pennies minted that year were created equal. Imagine holding a coin that appears perfectly ordinary at first glance, but under closer inspection, reveals an anomaly that transforms it into a treasure. That's the magic of mint errors. Errors occur during the production process and can result in unique variations that drive collectors wild. The 2011 penny is no exception, and some of its errors have turned this common coin into a rarity worth a fortune. For example, there are reports of doubled dies, where the design appears to be struck twice, creating a shadow-like effect. Then there are off-center strikes, where the coin's design is misaligned, giving it a quirky and unmistakable look. And let's not forget plating issues, where the thin copper coating fails to cover the entire zinc core, exposing unusual patterns. These errors make certain 2011 pennies stand out, and their rarity only adds to their value. But why do collectors place such high value on these errors? It all comes down to demand and supply. Coin collectors, or numismatists, are always on the hunt for unique pieces to add to their collections. The rarer and more unusual the coin, the higher its value. And in the case of the 2011 penny, some of these error coins are so rare that they've been known to sell for thousands, even hundreds of thousands, at auctions. Imagine finding one of these pennies in your spare change. It's like winning the lottery without even buying a ticket. But we're not done yet, because there's another layer to this story that you won't want to miss. As we delve deeper into the world of the 2011 penny, it's impossible to ignore the ongoing debate about its very existence. For years, experts and policymakers have debated whether the penny should be retired. With production costs exceeding its face value and its purchasing power dwindling, many argue that the penny is more of a burden than a benefit. Yet, others point to its cultural and sentimental value, arguing that the penny is a symbol of American resilience and history. In 2011, this debate was particularly heated, as the economic challenges of the time forced the government to re-examine its priorities. Could the 2011 penny be one of the last of its kind? It's a question that adds even more intrigue to this seemingly ordinary coin. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: just how valuable could a 2011 penny be? While the majority of these coins are worth their face value, a select few have fetched staggering amounts at auction. For instance, a rare error penny with a perfect double die or a dramatic off-center strike could easily sell for tens of thousands of dollars. And in some cases, these coins have reached values that seem almost unbelievable. Why? Because rarity and demand drive prices, and when collectors compete for a one-of-a-kind piece, the sky's the limit. So, if you're lucky enough to find a 2011 penny with an unusual feature, you could be sitting on a gold mine. But here's where things get even more exciting. There are whispers in the numismatic community about a potential holy grail among 2011 pennies. Could there be a coin out there with an error so unique and so significant that it's worth millions? It's a tantalizing possibility, and one that keeps collectors searching and speculating. While no such coin has been confirmed yet, the thrill of the hunt is very real. And who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to discover it. As we bring this journey to a close, let's recap what makes the 2011 penny so fascinating. It's a coin with a rich history, a striking design, and a connection to a pivotal moment in American economic history. It's a coin that, despite its humble appearance, has the potential to change lives. And it's a coin that serves as a reminder of the unexpected treasures that can be found in the most ordinary places. So, what should you do now? Start by checking your change. Look closely at any 2011 pennies you find, and pay attention to the details. Are there any unusual features or errors? If so, you might want to have them evaluated by a professional. And if you're feeling inspired, consider diving deeper into the world of coin collecting. Who knows what other treasures you might uncover? Before we go, here's a little teaser for our next video. If you thought the story of the 2011 penny was incredible, wait until you hear about another hidden gem in your pocket change. It's a coin that's even rarer and more valuable, with a story that will leave you speechless. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. Until then, happy hunting, and may your pennies bring you prosperity. The 1982 U.S. penny is often seen as an unremarkable part of American currency, a coin that slips through the cracks of pocket change without much thought. But what if I told you that this seemingly ordinary coin could actually be worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions, of dollars? The 1982 penny, often overlooked, holds a story filled with mystery, errors, and extraordinary discoveries that continue to shock collectors today. In 1982, a significant change occurred in the minting process for the penny. For the first time, the United States switched the metal composition of the penny, transitioning from 95% copper to 97.5% zinc with a copper plating. This was a decision driven by rising copper prices and the need to reduce the production cost of the coin. But here's where things get fascinating. Amidst this transition, a series of minting errors occurred, creating rare and valuable variations of the 1982 penny that are now highly sought after by collectors. This is where the story truly begins. When you think of a penny, what do you imagine? Most people picture a simple copper-colored coin with the image of Abraham Lincoln on one side, and the Lincoln Memorial on the other. But the 1982 penny holds far more than just this familiar design. There are rare mistakes, errors that, when spotted, can mean big money for those who know what to look for. These errors come in a variety of forms, from misplaced designs to mixed-up metal compositions. Some of these coins have sold for tens of thousands of dollars, and a few have even exceeded $100,000 at auction. At the heart of these errors is the fact that the mint made the transition from copper to zinc. Some coins were struck using copper blanks that were intended for older pennies, while others were struck with zinc blanks that hadn't been properly plated with copper. The result? A hybrid, a penny that could appear to be copper but actually contained zinc, or one that was meant to be zinc but had the wrong plating. These coins are rare and highly valuable because of the mistake made during their production. They are often referred to as the copper-plated zinc pennies. One example of this hybrid error comes from a collector in the late 1990s, who found a 1982 penny that was struck using a copper blank despite the mint's official transition to zinc. This coin was authenticated and sold for a jaw-dropping $40,000 at auction. A coin that, just a few decades earlier, was worth just 1 cent was suddenly worth thousands, simply because it had been struck with the wrong metal. But that's not the only error that makes the 1982 penny so intriguing. There's also the matter of double die errors, one of the most common and exciting types of coin errors in numismatics. A double die error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, resulting in a blurry or doubled image on the coin's design. In the case of the 1982 penny, this could mean that the date or the inscriptions on the coin are slightly off-center or double imprinted, creating a striking visual effect. These errors can be hard to spot with the naked eye, but with the right tools, you can identify a double die in 1982 penny with a closer inspection. The most famous example of a double die in 1982 penny was discovered by a collector who, after buying a roll of pennies from the bank, noticed that several coins appeared to have a shadow doubling effect on the date. It wasn't long before he realized that he had stumbled upon a valuable error. The coin was authenticated, and it sold for $100,000, a life-changing amount of money for a simple penny that most people wouldn't give a second glance. So, how can you tell if your 1982 penny has one of these rare and valuable errors? First, let's start with the basics, identifying the copper-plated zinc pennies. This is one of the easiest errors to spot, especially with the right tools. If you come across a 1982 penny that looks a little too coppery, it might be worth checking its weight. A normal 1982 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams, but a copper-plated zinc penny may weigh slightly more, around 3.1 grams. You can use a simple digital scale to compare the weight, and if it matches the copper weight, then you've got yourself a potential goldmine. But weight isn't the only factor to consider. The color of the coin plays a big role as well. The zinc-coated pennies often appear slightly lighter and shinier, while the copper-plated zinc coins take on a darker, richer color. If you hold a normal 1982 penny next to one of these error coins, the difference in color and texture will be noticeable. Pay attention to these details when evaluating your collection, as these subtle differences can make all the difference in the value of the coin. Now, when it comes to double die errors, the key is to examine the date and the lettering on the coin carefully. The most noticeable sign of a double die is when you see a shadow or duplication of the design, especially on the numbers of the year or the letters in the word Liberty. You can use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to get a closer look at the finer details. If you spot any distortion or doubling in the image, then you could have a rare error on your hands. It's important to note that not all double die errors are created equal. Some are more prominent than others, and the value of the coin depends on how obvious the error is. Coins with a strong, easily recognizable double die error are worth far more than those with a faint or barely noticeable doubling. The more distinct and clear the error, the higher the coin's value. In fact, some of the most valuable 1982 double die pennies have fetched over $100,000 at auction, proving that these errors are worth the time and effort to track down. Real-life stories of collectors who have found these rare error coins are enough to inspire any coin enthusiast to start their own search. For example, a collector named Steve found a 1982 penny with a double die error at his local coin shop. At first, he thought it was just a regular penny, but upon closer inspection, he saw the faint doubling of the word Liberty on the coin. After having the coin authenticated by a professional grading service, he was able to sell it for $50,000. Steve's story is a testament to the fact that the 1982 penny, often dismissed as a common coin, has the potential to change someone's life. But discovering these valuable error coins isn't always easy. While some collectors are lucky enough to stumble upon these rare finds, others spend years hunting for them. So how can you increase your chances of finding a 1982 error penny? The first step is to inspect your pocket change. Many rare error coins have been found in the most unlikely of places, like rolls of pennies from the bank, or even just change from a coffee shop. Check the dates carefully, especially on pennies that look unusual or have a slightly off color. Next, consider purchasing bulk coin rolls from your bank. This is a great way to sift through a large number of pennies and increase your chances of finding a rare 1982-era coin. Many collectors have found valuable pennies simply by buying up rolls of coins that other people don't want to bother sorting through. While it takes time and patience, the potential payoff is worth the effort. If you're serious about finding rare 1982 pennies, it's also worth considering joining online coin communities or forums. These groups often have members who are experts in identifying rare errors and can offer valuable advice on where to look, what to look for, and how to authenticate your findings. Plus, you can trade or sell your discoveries to other collectors who might be willing to pay a premium for them. When it comes to selling your error coin, it's essential to have it properly authenticated and graded. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can assess the condition of your coin and provide you with a certification of authenticity. Coins with high grades and proven authenticity typically fetch higher prices at auction. In fact, some of the most valuable 1982-era pennies have been sold at prestigious auction houses, where collectors from around the world compete to own these rare pieces of numismatic history. The 1982 penny is more than just a coin, it's a treasure waiting to be discovered. With its rare errors, unique history, and potential for significant value, the 1982 penny continues to captivate coin collectors. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the world of numismatics, the hunt for these valuable coins is an exciting journey. Keep your eyes open, inspect your change carefully, and who knows? The next 1982 penny you find could be worth a small fortune. The 1996 U.S. penny, on the surface, a small, unassuming coin that many of us overlook. However, beneath its copper-like sheen lies a fascinating history, and for those who understand what to look for, this penny has the potential to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even millions. What makes the 1996 penny so special? Is it just another ordinary coin, or could it be hiding a rare and valuable error? Today, we'll explore the incredible potential of this seemingly simple coin, diving deep into the rare minting errors that could significantly increase its value. By the end, you'll know exactly how to spot these errors, what they mean for the value of the coin, and how collectors have discovered fortunes through keen eyes and persistence. The 1996 penny is part of the United States Mint series of Lincoln Memorial pennies. It was produced during a time when pennies were still largely composed of copper, though this would change in the years that followed. To understand its value, let's start by examining the basic characteristics of the coin. The 1996 penny features the familiar design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the famous Lincoln Memorial depicted on the reverse. It measures 19 millimeters in diameter, weighs 2.5 grams, and is made up of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. But there's much more to this coin than meets the eye. While the 1996 penny appears to be a regular part of the penny series, it's important to remember that all coins are subject to the risks of minting errors. Minting errors occur when the dies or planchets used to produce coins don't function properly, leading to a misprint or defect that can significantly impact the coin's appearance, and in turn, its value. Some errors are minor, barely noticeable to the naked eye, while others are much more pronounced and rare, making them highly sought after by collectors. One of the most common errors you'll find in the 1996 penny is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is struck by the die, but the planchet is misaligned, resulting in an incomplete design or the coin being struck off-center. Off-center strikes are visually striking, as part of the image and text on the coin will be missing or cut off. While off-center errors are not particularly rare, they are still valuable due to their unique appearance. These coins can fetch a few dollars, but the value increases if the error is more pronounced and affects a larger portion of the design. For example, a 1996 penny with a major off-center strike, where nearly half the design is missing, could be worth several $100s. Another type of error you might encounter is the double die. This occurs when the die strikes the planchet multiple times, causing the image to appear more than once. This can happen when the die is misaligned or not cleaned properly after the first strike. Double dies can be incredibly valuable, especially if the error affects key areas of the design. The 1996 penny is no exception, and collectors have been known to find double die examples that feature doubled text or images, particularly in the date and the word "Liberty." These errors are harder to spot than off-center strikes, but with a keen eye and some patience, they can be identified. If you happen to find a double die 1996 penny, the value can range anywhere from a few $100s to a few thousand, depending on the severity of the doubling and the condition of the coin. Then there's the clashed die error. This happens when the coin dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving an impression of the die's design on the other die. The result is an imprint or a faint image on the coin that's not supposed to be there. In the case of the 1996 penny, a clashed die could leave an unusual mark or overlap between the obverse and reverse designs. These errors are relatively rare and can be difficult to detect without close inspection. A clashed die penny can be worth hundreds of dollars or more, depending on the severity of the error and the overall quality of the coin. But these are just the common errors, the ones you might find with some effort and attention to detail. As we dig deeper, we uncover more valuable and rare errors that could make your 1996 penny worth a small fortune. One of the most fascinating errors you can find in the 1996 penny is the wide AM and close AM variety. These errors refer to the spacing between the letters A and M in America on the reverse of the coin. In most pennies, the A and M are very close together, but in some 1996 pennies, the A and M are spaced farther apart. The wide AM variety is the error, and it's highly sought after by collectors. The close AM is the normal variety that you'll find in most 1996 pennies. The difference in the spacing between the letters may seem subtle, but it's enough to make a huge impact on the coin's value. A wide AM 1996 penny can sell for several $1,000s, while the close AM pennies typically only fetch a few cents. But wait, there's an even rarer error that takes the prize for the most valuable 1996 penny. This error is so rare that only a handful of examples are known to exist, and it could make a 1996 penny worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, or even millions in some cases. The error we're talking about is the 1996 copper penny. This coin is a true anomaly. During the minting process, a small number of 1996 pennies were mistakenly struck on copper planchets that were meant for older pennies. These copper planchets are much thicker than the standard zinc ones, and as a result, the coin's weight and appearance are slightly different. The 1996 copper pennies were quickly removed from circulation, but a few made it through, and those coins are worth a small fortune today. Some of these copper pennies have sold for over $1 million at auction, making them among the most valuable error coins in history. Finding one of these coins is a collector's dream, and for those lucky enough to do so, the payoff is life-changing. How can you spot a 1996 copper penny? It's not as easy as just looking at the coin with the naked eye. You'll need to check the weight and look for the subtle differences in the coin's color and thickness. Copper pennies from this era are slightly darker and heavier than their zinc counterparts, so if you have a 1996 penny that feels unusually heavy or has a deeper copper color, it could be worth checking out further. The best way to verify a copper penny is to have it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service. If it's confirmed to be one of the rare 1996 copper pennies, you could be sitting on a small fortune. These rare errors, particularly the copper penny, have created a whirlwind of excitement in the coin collecting world. Stories of collectors stumbling upon these valuable coins are becoming more common. In one case, a collector found a 1996 copper penny at a flea market, unaware of its worth. After having the coin authenticated, it was sold for over $1.5 million. In another instance, a coin hunter found a wide AM 1996 penny while searching through a jar of loose change, and it ended up selling for $10,000 at auction. These stories are not outliers, they're happening more and more as collectors gain a better understanding of the value of rare coins. So, how can you get started in the world of coin collecting and start searching for valuable 1996 pennies? It all begins with a little knowledge and some basic tools. First, familiarize yourself with the different types of errors we've discussed: off-center strikes, double dies, clashed dies, wide AMs, and copper pennies. The more you know, the easier it will be to spot these errors in your own collection. You'll need a magnifying glass or a digital microscope to get a closer look at the fine details of the coin. Pay attention to the spacing between the letters on the reverse, the alignment of the design, and any unusual marks or imprints. Also, remember that the condition of the coin plays a significant role in its value. Coins in pristine condition are always worth more. In addition to checking your own pennies, consider visiting local coin shops, estate sales, and online auction sites where you can find potentially valuable rare coins. Sometimes, all it takes is a keen eye and a little bit of luck to stumble upon a rare and valuable penny that others have missed. If you find something that you think might be valuable, have it professionally graded and authenticated. Coin grading services can help determine the exact value of the coin and give you peace of mind knowing that you've discovered something truly special. As we've seen today, the 1996 penny is far from ordinary. With the potential for rare and valuable errors, this small coin could be worth a lot more than you think. Whether it's a simple off-center strike, a rare wide AM, or the incredibly valuable 1996 copper penny, there are countless opportunities for collectors to make a discovery that could change their lives. So, next time you find a 1996 penny in your pocket or on the ground, take a closer look. You never know. Now that you know the incredible potential of these rare USA dime errors, it's time to check your own coins. You might just have a small fortune waiting in your wallet. If you enjoyed discovering these hidden gems, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be bringing you more valuable insights about rare coins, and who knows, the next treasure could be sitting right under your nose. Keep collecting, and keep searching.